Hi. Hi there. My name is Aridum. I am trans, and I've been on an HRT for the past year.
12 months. What a f***ing glow up.
The 1 year mark for me was April 29th. It really sunk in that it was an entire year since I started. On the 28th at like midnight, I was like walking around my kitchen, and it was in my kitchen where I first, that was where I took my pills for the first time. And I had a little bit of a cry because I remember how I felt when I first took them, and it was just a wave of relief and not comfort, but I think safety. Like, I just untensed for like the first time in probably days at that point. And I felt very excited for the near future, which is not the most common experience in my childhood, but here we are. And speaking of pills, let's do that. I've been on hormone replacement therapy for the last 12 months, and part of that regimen includes a feminizing agent and a testosterone blocking agent. The feminizing portion is called estrogen. I take I've been taking 6 milligrams daily for the past 6 months. So much counting. Am I dying? I'll play with my camera. I'll write little funnies. I'm not good at math. As for the testosterone blocker, I'm still taking spironolactone. And I'm still taking 150 milligrams of this, and it still smells like shit, though it has grown slightly more tolerable. But wait! Don't change the channel just yet, folks. We have a new addition to our regimen, and her name is Progesterone. This has my address on it. Whoops. As far as I understand it, progesterone is another form of a feminizing agent that works in tandem with estrogen. So think of it as feminizing plus. It's the DLC of my HRT. Cringe. I take 100 milligrams of this every day, and it also says that, I should take it in the morning. Ignore that. I take it at night. You'd think that a new addition I want to start as soon as possible, maybe during the day or at noon. No. Progesterone has numerous effects and side effects, and one of the effects is that it improves sleep. And I do remember the first day that I took it, I think I got a full 7 hours of some of the best sleep I've ever had. And I got that 7 hours because I passed out 2 hours later. These things are freaking tranquilizers. Within 2 hours of taking them, I will become so delirious, as if I've been up for over 24 hours. Even if I try my damnedest to stay awake, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to walk in a straight line. I'm not gonna be able to stand up. So for the past 2 weeks, I've kind of been experimenting on when I should take them. So if you're a night owl like me, or you're trying to be a night owl like me, take this right before you go to bed, and you'll get the best sleep of your life. You'll also have very vivid dreams. For the past 10 years, I never dreamed, not once. But now, thanks to progesterone, thankfully they're not all that bad, and they've kind of lightened up in these last few nights. But if I had a nightmare every day because of these, I'd probably stop. That's the only side effect that I've encountered, though. So those are the pills. But what's new with me? All the usual suspects are taking their course. My skin, my figure, my chest, they're all progressing very nicely. But I want to highlight 2 major things that have changed in the past 2 months-ish. The starters, my face. How do I phrase this? I am pretty? Fat redistribution doesn't necessarily move any existing fat to other places, but any new fat that you gain goes to those new places, which is why the figure has been figuring. But also, there's not a whole lot of clay to mold, if you catch my drift. I'm skin and bones. There's no fat anywhere, but there is a little. And clearly, a little goes a long way. I could look at my face now and my face 2 or 1 year ago, and I couldn't tell you what changed. But I can tell you that so many subtle features in my face are so different now. One thing that I can highlight for sure are my eyes. I think the shape of them has changed. I can't tell you how,
but they're not the same. My face and my eyes specifically have taken on like a far more feminine shape, and I like. And that also means that like if I catch myself in the mirror, like catch a glimpse of myself, and I'm looking cute, as I often do, I will just look at myself and be like, is that me? Oh my God.
I understand how Narcissus felt, and I don't blame him. I'm pretty.
So that's nice. My face changing and my self-image and self-confidence skyrocketing.
But another thing started happening like about a month ago. Pass? I'm hesitant to say that for a number of reasons. Because on one hand, I pretty consistently now am perceived and gendered as not a man, which is what I'm going for, and I fucking love it so much. But also, what is passing when you're non-binary? Because I'm consistently being gendered as not a man.
In fact, I remember like 2 months ago, there was an entire day where I wasn't misgendered once. And that's great, of course, but also I'm being consistently gendered as a woman.
That's new.
It's not that I hate gendered language, it's just I hate masculine gendered language. So being perceived as a woman, it's fine. Being called a woman, it's fine. It opens up so much more like language as well. Gender neutral language is very tight. So while it's accurate to call me like they, them, person, all that jazz, there's not a lot of like places to go. It's also not as pretty. But also with being like perceived as a woman more often than not, and all this feminine language, I had to interrogate myself once more. I was kind of worried about this for a while. Not worried, that's not the right connotation. But I've wondered for like many months, ever since I started transitioning, is being non-binary for me just the pipeline into being a woman? No, I thought about it for a long time, and I don't think I'll ever find a great way to verbalize it because it's just so foreign a concept to everybody or most people, even to most trans people. But do I feel like a man or a woman? I just feel alive. And once I finished like re-questioning my identity and overcame that, I got to finally like really enjoy this. I pass in less than a year. That's great. Oh yeah, and another thing that I wanted to touch up on, and it contributes to me passing, my voice. So fun fact, feminizing HRT does not change your voice. If you're like a trans man and you're tasting don't drink your testosterone. If you're a trans man and you're taking testosterone, one of the first few changes that you'll experience is that your voice is getting deeper. And that already happened when I was a teenager. The vocal cords themselves have physically changed. So that's permanent. But the thing is that I don't mind. This is probably where my voice normally sits. I have not been concentrating. Have I been talking like this the whole time and haven't realized it? I don't know. Vocal dysphoria is a thing when your voice is so like manly and burly and makes it harder to pass as a woman or trans femme in general. I don't feel that. I happen to like my voice a lot, and I don't mind how it sounds at all. But this is not very conducive to passing. But medication can't fix the problem, so what can you do? Vocal lessons. You can train your voice to sound different. And eventually, you'll get better and better and better, and your voice will sound more and more feminine, and it'll be like second nature. It'll be your normal resting voice. Like, this is my resting voice, I think. I might be pitching it down for exaggeration. Did I take vocal lessons, though? No, I taught myself. I've been doing voices and paying attention to my voice for a long time. I don't know, it's just me talking to myself in the shower for way too long and trying not to sound ridiculous, even though you do. I don't know, I started taking it a little bit more seriously behind the scenes, like at month 6. And by taking it more seriously, I mean just talk.
I work in food service, so the femme voice, it's just the customer service voice.
The Venn diagram of me working and vocal training is a f***ing circle. I will say that even though I'm self-taught and that's cool and fun, I could probably benefit from a teacher.
I have my slip-ups, and I will definitely like sometimes fall out of it when I'm in the middle of talking.
I've probably fallen in and out of this voice throughout this entire video. It's not consistent at all.
So I probably need to work on that. Whoops. I mainly only use it when I'm like interacting with customers or just like out in the public in general. Not only to pass, but also it's a bit of a safety thing. That's for a different video though.
But when I'm amongst friends or I'm at home,
I'm chilling. I don't want to concentrate on what my throat is doing, even though it's not that hard to do. Like, this is not straining at all. But my voice is trying to naturally, like, fall down here. So,
I don't know. Nonetheless, I pass more. So, that's nice.
Anyway, that's it. It's been a really fun year
Of watching myself change again. I feel like I say this every time I end one of these, but it's true. And I want to make it clear for everybody. This was the best decision of my life. If I could make this decision sooner, I would. These are why young trans kids need access to things like HRT, because it improves the quality of life tenfold. I love every square inch of myself, and I love watching myself change again, even if it is annoying sometimes. But yeah, that's 12 months on hormone replacement therapy. I'm thinking about stopping like estrogen pills and moving on to estrogen injections. While that is indeed scary, because needles, I'm kind of sick and tired of taking pills all the goddamn time.
I'm up to 3, 6,
7 pills every day. It's a bit much.
and also when you take pills like I am, your hormone levels will peak and valley and be very like inconsistent, and that's not super conducive when you're transitioning like me. It also gives way to mood swings, and I don't want to do that again. Whereas injections, you only do them once a week, which is pretty nice. It means less of an opportunity for me to forget, like I often do.
But it also means that your hormone levels are more consistent throughout the week, and by the time you take them again, they're not terribly low. But it also might give way to a resurgence in big changes, faster changes, and that's always nice. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm done talking. The battery's about to die. Bye!